Hey guys, Jay here, and today I have not finished my build, so I don't have a build to show you, but at least this is the progression toward that final step. And right now my character is level 71, and as you can see, I am tanking map. I cannot die really. Yeah, I cannot die really, so it's pretty good. And I'll show you how I do it, right? So first of all, it is these combo of item. Cloak of Flame, Hollow Mask, and Infernal Clasp. This gives you basically an insane amount of physical mitigation because it converts your physical damage taken as fire, and then therefore it can be resisted by fire resistances, which is insanely stronger than armor. Armor is dog shit right now. You can look it up. I think Riparian have a very long video about it, maybe two even. So if you want to, you can look it up. But basically, I'm telling you, it is shit. Armor right now is dog shit in the game. Anyway, if you want to mitigate a lot of fire resistances, of fire damage by fire resistances, you would want maximum fire resistance. And you can get this from here. Infernal Class, 5%. You can have Rise to the Phoenix Shield, which I don't use here because I want a 200 weapon for now, and I don't have enough strength for Corrupted Blood, but apparently it's not needed. You can also have a bunch of maximum fire resistance from the skill tree here, 1 here, and 1 here, which is very nice. And you can get like a bunch of jewels, I think. Jewels can roll up to 2% on the red jewel, on the ruby. 2% maximum fire resistances. I do have a bunch of it. So yeah. It's just going to boost my fire resistance to eventually maximum number we can do is 90%. And I don't think that's far-fetched because I have this socket that is not... Yeah, this socket also does not have maximum fire resistance. So I have 2 jewels socket that I can have potentially 4 more percent, so I can push to 90% if I feel like I need it. And right now, I don't think I even need it. Right? Anyway, these 3 items are very cheap. Look for max fire resistance here. Look for the corrupted with more physical damage taken as fire here. In your budget, this I bought for 5 exalted. This also 5 exalted. And this also 5 exalted. Is all corrupted, and it has some extra roll on top of the roll that I care about. So this one is the physical damage reduction. None of these are even maximum. You can have 6% fire resistant here, maximum. You can have up to like 49 or 50% physical taken as fire, and you can have like 18% physical damage reduction. So this is the first piece of the puzzle. This is going to give you insane mitigation toward physical damage without like a lot of armor. Right now I have like only 1.1k armor just because I have a bunch of like armor gear randomly from other places. For example, this item already gives me a bunch of armor. So yeah, armor doesn't matter. Physical damage reduction overall doesn't matter. And why is this one better than armor, the physical damage reduction? Basically, it functions like resistances, so it is always consistent against small and big hits. If you want to look into it more, again, look it up. I'll leave the link to like maybe Riparian's video or something in the description, or you can just look it up, right? Very simple search. POE2 armor shit. That is going to show you. Anyway, the second part is going to be a little bit more expensive. Not too expensive, but a little bit more. Defiance of Destiny. Well, this armor, this amulet is very interesting. It can give you recover 6% of missing life before you being hit by an enemy. So before I take any little hit from any of these guys, I am going to heal. So basically, this item alone and some mitigation, which this one is probably the best combo, making my character basically immune to being death in map. Like, almost entirely. Maybe I will die sometime. But as you can see, normally it's not a problem. So it just, like, remove the... part of the problem, I would say. It's just very comfortable to do. And right now, for example, if I just want all these to stop, I can do one big Hammer of the God, or I can just war cry and everything will die. So anyway, that is the setup. Other than that, I want to talk just a little bit more about what I am planning to do in the future, basically. Because I am still leveling this character. This is level 71 only. Hopefully I can have level 78 by the end of this weekend. Why? Because my plan is I want to use cast on block with the Svalinn Crucible Shield. Right now, as you can see, I have a two-handed mace. So there's no block, but when I have enough level, I will have this shield, I will build cap block, and suddenly I am like, what, 3 times more tanky overall, because I take no damage from like 80% of the hits. The math will check out with lucky block. So if you want to understand how it works, just yeah, look at this. Lucky things are rolled twice and take the better result. So let's just say you have 60% block. That will roll twice. First time, if success, it blocks 60% of the time. But if it failed, 40% failed, right? In that 40%, there is another 60% chance to block, which means it brings to a total of 60 plus 24%. So 84% total chance to block. So every 100 hits, I only take 16. Not even like 1 out of 5. So yeah, this shield just make me a lot tankier, especially in maps. And with a Warbringer, I can build to get block and can block damage from all hits while shield is not raised. I will not use raised shield. So yeah, I can just block damage from all hits basically. So potentially we can even face tank some very, very big boy hits from the end game, bosses, such. I'm not sure yet. I will need to test it out myself to be sure, or I will need to see someone else do it before I'm sure. But yeah, for now it looks pretty good. So that is my plan. Eventually I'm going to use this one. I am going to trigger cast on block, and my plan is going detonate dead. Why detonate dead? Because it's the best physical damage spell in the game that can be triggerable by cast on block. Attacks cannot be triggered by cast on block. You can only use spell, and among all the spells, the best one is detonate dead. Why physical damage? Because Anvil's weight. Break armor equal to 10% of hit damage dealt. So this is probably the only lazy option that is left over for the Warbringer, because if you take this route, War Call is below, you go Warcry, you need to press a Warcry. I don't want to press a button. So yeah, this, you need to press a button. This, you need to summon a totem, which is a button. So the only lazy route that I can take is literally Anvil's weight. So yeah, I'll just take this route. And because break armor, how do you benefit from break armor? Well, you have to go physical damage, and so I decided to go physical damage. So I would try out, I think that detonate dead, right now the numbers looks broken, and probably is the best choice that we can have in this build, basically. And for single target, I am planning, because I have physical damage, right? I'm breaking armor, so it is vulnerable to physical damage. I think the best way I'm going to scale with is with some bleed. And this is global chance to bleed. And I would try to make the detonate dead bleed, so it has much better damage uptime, because the cast on block can take a while to build up. Maybe like 10-20 hits to build up even one cast. So that one cast, I want to make it count, which means if it bleed, then it would deal damage with much better uptime, basically. The skill tree is going to look different. Right now, the skill tree is going towards some like Warcry stuff. I will remove all the Warcry stuff, and I will just get the block, and we'll have the build in the end. For single target, I am thinking about, I need to use like probably the two-handed, maybe Giant's Blood, maybe not, depending on if I can have enough stat. But if it's not, worst case scenario, I can just wear a two-handed mace on offhand, on weapon swap, and then I can use Hammer of the God for like a big bleed for single target. So that is at least the plan for now for me. So yeah, that's everything I want to share in this video today. So please leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you think this is helpful, or you're looking forward to the AFK build. Right now, I think there is one build that is pseudo AFK, which is the Poison Cloud from Corpse Weight. I had an idea with it. I built around it with the witch that I had before already, but yeah, a bunch of nerf, and I don't like it anymore. It's not as good as I want it to be. Maybe it's usable still, but yeah, I don't like the vibe of it. So you don't really face tank, which feels good. Face tanking feels really satisfying, at least for me. So yeah, I want to make this build, and hopefully it will be good. So stay tuned, and yeah, like and subscribe. All right, thanks for watching. Peace.